baby's night has to be perfect, and it's not perfect. And people are going to be coming.
You're donating the flowers, the flowers.
I love the way that Felix and Peppa interact with each other. I think that they have a beautiful mix. They're really great partners. She's like making a mess of everything, but he doesn't get angry, he doesn't get frustrated, but he directs her to what's happening so she can better control herself. The tone of his voice, it's serious, but it's not harsh. When you're dealing with someone that's spinning and really upset, if you start spinning yourself or getting anxious or angry at them, it's just gonna make them feel worse, and you're actually gonna create more damage than make things better.
There you are. Pepe, amor, you're gonna get him all wet.
You are make your papa proud.
I don't sound like that. I don't sound like that.
And look at that. So often you can tell a lot about someone's character when they're being mocked or made fun of. And Felix, even though he's being mocked right now, he's really sweet about it. Like, he redirects saying, like, no, I don't sound like this, which is usually what we think when someone's saying that you look or sound like this person. And the other thing, though, is that he's not admonishing, he doesn't attack back, which shows strength in your ego, that it doesn't hurt that much if someone's poking fun at Felix. He's able to handle it. I love that Felix noticed that Abuela isn't dancing with anyone and she isn't really part of the party, and how thoughtful of him that he goes over and dances with her so she's not alone and she feels included. If you've ever been alone, if you've ever been that person that's kind of standing off to the side but wants to be a part of the party, to have someone come in and say, hey, join us, it's so heartwarming. Felix is really a caretaker. He cares about other people, and caretakers are people that put others first. They tend to their emotions, their cares, and their wants. Now, you have to be careful as a caretaker because sometimes you can go too far, and it could make you an enabler instead of someone that's supportive. But I think that Felix does a good job of balancing not being too much, but still being there to be able to support.
Luisa.
Family. We are all thankful.
And this is a really cool scene. So you see Peppa, she's upset and she's getting flustered, and right away Felix doesn't even say anything. He just touches her shoulder, looks at her with this loving look, and gives her a drink. When you have that person that gets you, you often don't even have to say anything. You know what they're thinking and feeling beforehand. And when you're in a couple and you're really close, you already know before something's even happened, especially if you're a caretaker, you know what's gonna unfold and you can stop something bad from happening. And for him, it's just with a loving touch. And right away, it calms her down. Now, again, we go through caretaking versus enabling. I think in this, it's just beautiful support.
Positive or like less positive.
It was a nightmare.
Felix!
Hey, she needs to know, baby. She needs to know.
Felix thinks that there's something that's important, and so he's doing it anyways, even though Peppa doesn't want. He feels that this is important enough to be able to handle it, and that's where we can tell that he's not enabling, he's not being controlled by. He's gonna let Mirabel know because this is important.
Don't talk about Bruno.
He would see something terrible, and then crack, boom.
And so now you can tell that he was really hurt and upset about what happened, probably mostly because of how it affected Peppa.
We don't talk about Bruno.
And then all after that, he like grabs her under the waist, and you can see him right away now. He's gonna kind of woo her and dance with her. And who could ever say no to Felix? He's so sweet. And I love his facial interactions. Like, he's right away into the dances, the little tiny lips, and he's getting all into it. Felix is really great with his emotions and able to share them and show them. And I love that he does it unapologetically.
It was my wedding day.
It was our wedding day.
We were getting ready.
Okay, and so did you catch that? That Peppa said, it was my wedding day, and Felix is like, it was our wedding day, but it's not even an admonishment. He's just like, hey, hello, I was there also.
Wasn't a cloud in the sky.
No clouds allowed in the sky.
And he's such a good support. Like, I love that he's like playing the melody for Peppa. I think that that's such a beautiful metaphor for their relationship. He really is there to love and support her. Hopefully she's there to love and support him also.
You're telling this story or am I?
I'm sorry, mi vida go on.
And I love that. I love when she's upset because she's like, wait, I want to tell my part of this story. And he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. But he does it in this loving way that right away diffuses all of her anger. When you're angry and frustrated at someone, you usually want a fight. Like, you want them to fight back because that releases all that adrenaline and anger. But for him, he does it in another way. He's so loving and sweet that she can't help but just melt and fall back into his arms. And her face right away softens. Like, some people are masterful at being able to do that, and it just diffuses situations in seconds.
What a joy to stay, but anyway.
Like, here's Peppa saying, like, you know, there was a hurricane, it was horrible, and he's like, oh, what a joyous day. I love that. He's so positive, and it's interesting because when we talk about being positive versus being negative, it doesn't matter the circumstances. Some people, no matter what is happening, they're positive. You give them the worst case scenario. You say something horrible, and they can just see the light side of that. Now, I think that probably for some people, that may be annoying sometimes that someone's always positive, but it's so great for your mental health. It's so great for everyone else that's around you because it's the opposite of that soul sucker that enters a room and just all of the happiness just gets sucked into them and disappears. But for Felix, he just sees all of the joy in things, and you just want to hang out with him because he's so jolly and happy and sweet and uplifting, and that is a gift to himself and also to everyone around him. Now, I would say though, as the caretaker, I hope that he's making sure that he's also taking care of himself. And every time that he looks at Peppa, you can see the love in his eyes. He is still, after all of these years, completely enamored with her.
Peppa, calm down.
I'm doing my best. Yes. You're lucky it's not a hurricane.
I think that this one might be a little bit of over caretaking. Like, I think that he also needs to hold back a touch and let Peppa practice being able to control her emotions better, because sometimes if you're too much there always to help other people be happy, it's not your job to make other people happy. It's your job to be able to be as happy as you can be and support them. But it's up to everyone else to feel whatever emotions they can feel, and it's okay if sometimes you feel like there's a cloud over your shoulder. It's all right also.
Let it in, let it out, let it rain, let it snow, let it go. That's what I'm always saying, bro.
And so even though when he was talking about Bruno, you know, when you've been so far away from the story, Felix was all upset and angry, but right away when Bruno came up and embraced him, you saw the softness on his face, that he believes the same kind of thing that Bruno does, that it's okay. It's okay sometimes if you're not okay. And you can tell there's no animosity. He wasn't all stiffened up when Bruno hugged him, which often happens if someone hugs you and you don't like them or you didn't want it or you're feeling upset. No, as is always Felix, he was warm and happy and okay. Though I think that for the wedding day, he was just really protective of Peppa and she was upset. And because she was upset, the person that made her upset, he's upset at for them. Because he's a caretaker, he's let it all go. And not only that, he said, you know what? That's how I feel also, bro. It sounds weird when I say bro. At the end, yes, hail, I was wrong, it was not snow, it was not rain, but I love that Felix is dancing with Peppa, not only dancing, encouraging her. Hey, let it out, you don't have to control all your emotions, and if you're feeling upset or frustrated, no worries, I'll dance in the hail with you. And you even see them bouncing off of his shoulders. Does he care? No, of course not. He's Felix. He's always going to be that warm, happy, safe place to land. So hopefully you have that Felix in your life, or maybe you're that Felix yourself. And if you're wanting to deal with how to become more Felix-like and positive and deal with your own anxiety, you can check out Anxiety videos, where my friend Sandra Ritchie and I, who is an absolutely amazing clinical psychotherapist, deal with bringing therapy into your home. For a lot of people, going to therapy is really scary or it's expensive. And with these videos, you can help yourself learn different tools and techniques in order to deal better with anxiety, depression, boundaries, consequences at your own pace. And you can rewind it and keep on going as you want. And the nice part is that we also give different tools and homework for you to be able to keep on getting better. And if you're interested in this, or you want to check out our catalog of other videos that we're doing, you can head on over to anxiety-videos.com and check out our entire catalog. If you want to see how I do all of my little mild cosplays, you can check out my Patreon, and if you like this video, please hit subscribe.